Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode, dear friends. I would be thrilled to hear which part resonated with you the most. Your reflections on today's topic and how it sparked action in your life mean a lot to me. Feel free to share your thoughts at podcasts@innersensebeauty.com or leave a review. I look forward to you coming back next week to explore another exciting topic together. If you'd like to dive deeper, be sure to check out the show notes for some valuable links. Until we meet again, take good care of yourself. Know that you are surrounded by love and always trust your inner sense. Wishing you all the best, friends. Hi, dear friends. I'm Joanne Starkman. This is Trust Your Inner Sense podcast, and we are here in beautiful Napa with Vigaro at iconic 2025. And I just want to introduce one of my dear, dear friends and artists for Inner Sense, Casey Voss. I'm going to let you take it from here. Tell a little bit about yourself.
Casey Voss, the Curl Boss. I also have my own podcast, It's Not About Your Hair, where we talk all things hair, heart, and happppiness. And I can't believe that I get to sit in the room. You guys know I love Joanne, but I'm sweating a little bit because I'm sitting
She loves our guests better.
Britt Seva. Don't say anything. I'm going to let it go from there. And I'm so excited. I hope you can see any of my nerves. And Joanne.
Yeah, I'm going to welcome our dear guest. And I consider I don't know. I just have such a soft spot in my heart for you, Britt. I mean, I know everybody loves you, but I am one of those people that love you as well. Britt Seva, I mean, I'm going to let you introduce yourself because I wouldn't do it justice, but thank you so much for one of the many things that I love about you. You are so generous with your time and with your education and with everything that you do for the beauty industry. And I feel like that's one of my core values, something that when I founded Inner Sense was just this very small notion that I wanted to impact the industry in a way to be able to up-level these beautiful souls that stand behind the chair every single day, because I truly feel hairdressers are healers. They are in the trenches. They're kind of like the unsung heroes of the community. And I really wanted them to have things that would elevate their salon, their money, their health, their wellness, their life. And so I feel you do the same thing in a different way. And that's why I'm just like, when I get with you, I'm like, oh, let's just make everybody wonderful and thrive. So
the whole person of the hair world right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us.
Yeah.
First of all, I totally agree. And when I first met with you and Greg and Morgan and your entire team, I felt that same values alignment. And it doesn't always happen, right? There's a million brands and tons of incredible people in the industry. But when you meet somebody or some people where there's the value alignment, and we really do want to pour back into and uplift the entire industry and find every opportunity that we can to build community, create education, create opportunity for bigger and better and more. I think we lean in there. And you don't always see that. And you, Greg, the whole Inner Sense family, that's all I've ever seen from you all. So I agree. I think that we built this very natural friendship and bond over our mutual love and perspective on the industry and how we can serve better. So I want to mirror it back to you. I'm so grateful that I met you both and that I get to become a part of the Inner Sense family. It's been a joy.
Yeah. Thank you, Britt. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a little bit about my journey through the industry in case we've never met before. So I did hair from 2007 to 2009, a very brief stint. I was behind the chair, incredibly brief. So it turns out I was great with clients. I understood marketing. I was a great trainer. I would train all of the new stylists when they came in. I managed the retail inventory, the color inventory. I did the ordering, but I couldn't cut hair to save my life. And the owner of my salon said, you have this really unique skill set. You do awful haircuts, to be totally transparent. It was never any good.
Lead with the bad.
Lead with the bad. But I was still able to fill a chair, which is unusual. How do you fill a chair on the back end of bad haircuts? He said it's remarkable. It's a little scary, but there's something there. And so we talked a lot about the way I saw marketing and building clientele and relationship.
Yeah.
And I said, I think my approach is different. I need to work on the cutting skills, but I understand the human part and I understand the marketing part and I understand the business building part. And he said, would you take a leap of faith and stop doing hair? You could always go back to your chair, but commit for a year to managing our salon team.
Wow,
And
what a good leader.
He was
I mean,
incredible.
Great
that's,
leader.
That's a great leader.
It was a leap
I'm
of
like,
faith for both of us, right?
Absolutely.
Huge.
I love that, though, to take a risk on something that feels obvious, maybe.
You know, it panned out pretty good for him. You let that
it panned out.
quite successful, if
It
I
panned
remember
out.
your story. Yeah.
I did, but I was 23. I was a kid, right? So it was this huge risk on everybody's part. But we did do big things. So we were able to grow the salon's annual revenue. It was already a 7-figure salon, but we crossed $3 million in annual revenue. And this was back in like 2014, 2015. So 10 years ago.
People weren't making millions.
No.
Yeah, and that
No.
was like, now you put it
And
out,
not
you're
in
like,
the-
yeah, I'm a millionaire.
No.
Yeah.
So it was huge. And other salon owners started asking what we were doing differently. It was obvious that we were moving a little bit differently. So other owners asked my owner at the time how we were doing what we did. And he said, well, you can just talk to Britt and she can sit down with you and explain. He didn't feel threatened. He just felt like there's plenty to go around. It's an opportunity to elevate. And so I was able to take 1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients, 4.
Wow.
I launched Thriver Society in 2015, which is my digital education, when we got to the point of not being able to consult one-to-one at scale anymore. And I've operated Thriver Society for the past almost 11 years. We've served 17,000 stylists and salon owners.
Wow.
And all with that mission, like you said, of how can we help people to live their biggest, best lives, whatever that looks like to them. And that's the game I like to play, is I don't think everybody's in it just for the money.
Or the same reason, or the
Not
same.
at all.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
at all. All
We're
of our
so
purpose
unique.
is different.
Yes.
And that's where I get curious too.
Me too. I
What's
love
your
that.
purpose? What's your game? What makes you happy? We talked about that, but right before we started
Yeah,
recording.
I was going to say you have a mini course, Wealthiest Year Ever.
Yeah,
A mini course. And for me, I took a whole year off when I did that. I had done a few of your other courses, but when I did that, I said, I'm going to take a whole year off of, because I'm a serial entrepreneur. Like, I want to start a new thing every 3
course.
days. I'm like, I can do that. I should do that. And I took a whole year to really dream about what would be wealth for me, because I had been such a
so good.
hustler my whole life, like, and chasing someone else's version of what would be best for me and my salon. And I ended up closing my salon after that. I ended up restarting over. I then, became a Thriver. There's lots of things that intersect, but and then I was telling you, I had this necklace made based off of your thing, like, don't lose sight of the North Star. And for
right.
me, wealth has been, you made us do that wheel,
Yep.
and I can do it all. I'm into it. I'm into it. But it's time, it's money, it's love
And health.
And I've nailed 3. Still chubby. Working on it. But I do think for me, being able to say, like, I had what the industry would say was a measure of success. I had
right.
30 stylists that worked for me.
Right.
The world would look at me and say, this was great. I
Right.
was exactly what you said on main
yes.
stage.
Totally.
I was not profitable. But it looked profitable.
But it looked great,
Yeah,
right?
everybody was like,
Great.
you're the jam. And I'm like, yes, I am.
Yeah, right.
And my ego entered and nothing else.
that's
and
right.
when I stepped back because of, honestly, so this is what I'll plug and then I'm going to let you talk. But if you're a stylist and you don't know what you're doing, or maybe you feel like you have it all, but all you're chasing is the social media algorithms, which I think is a big trap I see when I'm teaching for Inner Sense a lot, is to become a Thriver, step back, get serious about what you're looking for. And you teach that in such a way, like, I'm like, I can't learn something in a 2-minute. A lot of your things are 2 minutes. The
Yeah.
modules inside of those things, which give me time to be like, I only have enough energy for this moment.
Bite size.
So good.
Yeah.
And I am literally thriving in all these areas. And my main goal is balance with my family and traveling
Yes.
and meeting people that I love and teaching about what I love. And I would have never done that without some of the resources. And then meeting Joanne. So, like, fangirling inside of all of this. But really, if you're a stylist, it is a beautiful place to start or restart.
I love that you touched on the fact that you needed to come back to center, and also the fact that what we all see on Instagram is never going to be the truth. We're all going to put our best foot forward. It's always going to look the best it can possibly look. But we look at a salon and we say, wow, they have it all, or that's exactly what I want. You don't even know what they have going on. And when we can create a space where we can have these real conversations, and you can say, I had the 30-person team and I wasn't happy, or I wasn't wealthy, or my health wasn't there, or joy wasn't there, whatever it was, humanizing what this industry really looks like, and really making sure that we're creating a life that we love on the flip side of the work that we do. That's when we're winning the game. That's the whole thing.
So good. And you teach us how to break it down and look at it, which I think in the world that we're in, we're just hustle, hustle, hustle.
Yeah.
And if you don't slow down, how do you know?
I mean, that's the industry too, though, right? Like, that's the narrative of like, work more, do more, work harder, double book, take more, learn more, more. And at what point do we say, but hold on a second, where is this all heading? What does my more look like? Maybe my more is more time with my family.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not more hours behind the chair. Maybe I don't need more money. I need to focus on my mental health. Whatever my more is at any given time, we have to take the foot off the gas and say, am I headed in the right direction? Am I leading towards my North Star? Is this business supporting my life, or am I just working to work, hoping to get by?
Yeah, for sure.
So can I ask a question? Out of all of the things that you teach, do you have a favorite? Like which one of your things are you, and I'm sure you love them all, but is there something you're like, this really gets me, I love this?
So I'm such a, like, it's like picking a favorite one of my kids. And Kris Kardashian
I
said it so well recently. She was like, my favorite kid is the one I'm spending the most time with at any time. That's how I feel. Like, we're heading, it's sweet, right?
Yeah.
We're heading into wealthiest year yet right now. And I told you before I started this, I said, oh, that's my absolute favorite. I love it. But I just finished Thriving Leadership, and when I was in there with them, I said,
Totally
this is the best
loved it.
thing I've ever done. You know what I mean? So it's like
their favorite thing ever.
it's
so funny.
I love it. I love it all. And there's things that we've done where I said I didn't love it, and those are the things that we don't do anymore.
Right.
So it's the same for me. If I try something, and even if everybody else loves it, but I can't stand doing it, it's not worth it for me. If the work we're doing doesn't bring joy, first of all, it's not going to be our best product, results, anything, and life is too short.
Right.
So
Too short.
I think wealthiest year yet, I essentially only have 3 things right now: wealthiest year yet, Thriving Leadership, and Thriving Stylist Method. And they're all my proudest work. I really enjoy what I do. I think I'm the happiest when, like, being here at Iconic and connecting with stylists and salon owners, and connecting with you and hearing you say, you taught me this and it impacted my life in a way that made me feel good. That's it for me. Like, that's the game. That's when I know it's all worth it.
Absolutely.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, the people
that's
part.
awesome.
The people part's the best part.
It is,
Probably for you too.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it sometimes, conversely, it can be the hardest part.
Well,
too.
right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
the
So
irony.
it's like, isn't that the irony? Yes, for sure. So it's getting that people part. And it's never really together completely whatsoever. But like you, I love being out and being able to be present with people and hearing the stories. And there's just something so rich and it's so inspiring. And I can walk away and just feel so full knowing that we're here, we're in it together, we're changing lives, we're inspiring people, we're creating ideas, and it's so creative. I love it.
It is. And that's one of my favorite things about Inner Sense too, is when I talk about your brand, and you and Greg and the whole team, you talk to your stylists and you talk to your leaders and you listen to what's going well and what's not feeling good and what's confusing and where can we do better, and you bring everybody together and let's mix and mingle and have these big, powerful conversations. You're constantly learning and you're constantly improving, and you see your business as this ball that's continuing to roll. There's no final destination.
Never.
It's how do we ensure we're serving everybody at the highest all the time? That's what good business looks like. I think often it feels like, how will I know when I've at the end, or how will I know when I've reached the goal? That's not, business doesn't work that way. It's like on to the next all the time. But connecting with the people is the secret sauce I think people forget, whether it be talking to your clients, finding out how they're feeling, talking to your team if you're a salon leader, and really asking them, without fear of what they might say on the flip side, how are you doing?
Right.
What do you think of me as a leader? What's going well in the salon? What's not feeling so good?
Yes.
Which is hard and it's uncomfortable. But when we as business owners can get curious about those conversations, that's where really powerful, successful decisions are made on the flip side too.
So well put. I love that. That's amazing.
That's where I ended up closing my salon because I put out these anonymous surveys.
That'll do it.
And asked, if people liked me. And I was surprised. I thought they were getting the wrong one. And because there was me and my business partner, and they would often say that I was harder to deal with, which I thought was very interesting. But it was asking these real questions. But I would say that for both of you. So I have worked under both of you in some way, not knowing you and knowing you. And I think as a stylist, as an educator, as a leader in the industry, both of you do that really well. Is when I was in your private class, you would have one-on-ones live that we could ask questions, and I really love that. I love the live element of the real-time conversation because you're not just telling me how to become you in Thrivers, you are real-time moving around that thing. And the same with InnerSense. I've worked with other companies before. You want me to be an educator for you, but you want me to be me as an educator, which is really absolutely foreign. And I feel like even that in training, like I'm not going to name other things, but when I owned the big salon, we would have certain coaches come in and they just kind of put you into this box and this is what our teams do. And it felt like I couldn't find my voice in that box. And I think what is really special as, again, if it's just starting at the ground level as a stylist, is that I feel like you're not asking me to change. They're one of your companies. And again, so it's really, really beautiful because especially coming from someone who didn't really know how to change in the beginning. I didn't want my staff to say that. I wanted them all to say it was awesome. And they were like, not killing it. And I'm like,
but listen, that doesn't make you a bad leader. Like it makes you a leader. Like that's the thing. If I was to ask my team, how am I doing? They also wouldn't say killing it. They would say, well, things are going well, but this is an opportunity. Here's something that doesn't feel very good. And same for you, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And we do.
And we do.
It's good. I didn't, but you guys did. And I learned that the second time around.
But you did. You said this, I don't want to lead 30 people anymore. I want to work with my clients and do good hair. That's how you chose to evolve. And I actually think you speaking about it and saying that was my joy, that was my wealth. It's not that you couldn't hack it as a leader. You could. You just said, this is not the game I want to play. And I think the more we normalize that it's okay. It's okay. What's not okay is to stay in misery. And to say, well, I started this thing and I got to finish it. There is no
there's
finish.
Nothing worse
There's
than
nothing
that.
to finish.
No.
There is nothing to finish. If you're watching, really no matter where you're at, it is about, and Joanne and I talked about this earlier, it's the moments in between.
That's right.
It's this. It's the exchange up there. It's walking with Morgan. It's like, what are the moments? Because that's what's making us show up as the stronger leader at the end is how we played all the little steps on the way, you know? And that's so, I didn't in my younger years know that. I was like always like pushing people out of the way. To go. And then I get there, I'm like, how come no one's here with me? Where's everybody at? And now you're like this, and you're like, oh, I have all these people. So special. It's wealthy.
It's very wealthy. Very
wealthy.
Rich.
It is.
Not get audited twice in 1 year wealthy, but
hey, that worked out well. I ended up being okay.
It was awesome.
But that was a big lesson learned of like, and that's why I talk so openly about things like that of like financial intelligence, because most of us gone through the industry and it's like, we know we need to make the money, but whatever, as long as everything's paid at the end of the month, good enough. And even I learned through the audit, or the audits now, we have great bookkeeping. We have a team that does it professionally. Awesome. I've been on it. It doesn't mean we were perfect, but we were really, really close. And it was like the areas that we were, missed a thing here, should have filed a thing here. It made me realize, man, if somebody does not have this entire financial house in order,
for sure.
You'd be in huge trouble. And it's amazing how quickly, that snowball will roll. And it's the irony for me is we all got into the industry to make money and to be good at business. We like the working with clients parts. We like the fun part. We like the trying new product part. We like the networking part. That all feels good. When I say like, let's open your books, it's like,
I know.
The bank account part isn't fun, but the money is what it's all about. And having a healthy relationship with money and having people you can talk to about money, kind of like we talked about today too. Money is that thing we're not supposed to talk about because it's not table conversation. You don't talk about how much money you make. You don't talk about investing. You don't talk about being a nonprofit. Like to say in our industry, like I'm not profitable. Yeah. But the reality, like we talked about today, 36% of stylists and salons are not profitable. So we're looking at almost 40% are in that boat, yet we can't talk about it. And how isolating that feeling would be if you don't have a network where I can call you up and say, listen, things are not going well. What would you suggest, or what are you seeing? Just to be able to realize I'm not alone, or maybe you can help me in some kind of way. Man, we all need that.
Yeah, and you said that today on stage. You said we're not all good at everything, but everybody's good at something.
Yes.
And I wish you guys, could someone get a group of bookkeepers that are predominantly for hairstylists, because we just switched to a new one. And he said, okay, so we're still doing everything on a paper then? You know, I've taken all the classes, and I'm really great at a lot of things.
Yes.
If I got audited, please don't watch this. Oh my land, take this out, Stephen. Lord have mercy. But yeah, it's a struggle for me. I don't have that. I can't figure it out. You know, but there are so many ways that we need to just figure out. These are fundamental parts of entrepreneurship.
But let me ask you, does that even sound fun? Like getting your
No, so he said he could take it
thing.
over. So I was like, you know what? I'm getting to the spot in my life, which I'm learning again from you guys. Like, some things are worth giving up the money for. So I'd rather just pay this guy the money and get out the way.
I love fueling somebody else's life.
I'm like, I don't care. I want to be Pretty Woman on Rodeo Drive.
And exactly.
Take it from me.
And I think that's the thing about our industry too, is we're conditioned to you got to do it all yourself. No, outsourcing. And we're so scared to spend money. You hiring the bookkeeper is probably going to make you money. You're going to be more financially sound. It pays for
I'm not going to be afraid every month.
Yeah, right. And it's okay to ask for help and say, I don't know how to do something. That's human.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, no, you go. I was just thinking about your daughter.
That's what I was
Oh,
saying.
is that
Good,
we're on the
yeah,
same
yeah,
wavelength?
yeah.
I just would love to hear. We talked a little bit about it. I know you've talked about it, I think, on your podcast, but I would love to hear, just so cool. Your daughter's in the industry. What is that like? Are you coaching her? Are you
That's been interesting.
Are you let them theory on it?
All of it. Yes, all of it, let them, all of it. So it's been a journey. So first of all, I did not think she'd become a hairstylist. I didn't push her one way or another. In our family, my husband and I both went into trades. So there was a piece of us that both thought, good chance our kids will go that direction. But we left the door open. If she wanted to go to a 4-year university and become whoever, that's great. Halfway through her senior year of high school, she said, I'm going to go to cosmetology school. I said, amazing. She went to College of San Mateo in San Mateo, California, same school as I did. Had an amazing experience. It was awesome. Some of the teachers who taught me are still there. It's very cool.
Oh, that's super cool.
So she graduated. So a couple things I learned. One, watching her and her friends go through beauty school. People tell me all the time, you should really coach new beauty school students. Try and remember what it was like to be a young person. You know everything.
Yeah, nobody can tell you anything.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
You're confident to get your experience.
Exactly. They don't want me. They want nothing to do with me. They've got it all figured out. So she was like everybody else, had it all figured out. She went to an amazing commission salon, learned a ton. So she went into a 2-year training program.
Wow.
She's a certified colorist right now. Absolutely loved what she learned. It's been wonderful. She, that entire time, was not coached by me, was not in Thrivers.
Wow.
And I think it was a mutual decision. It was always an option for her, but very much let them. I wanted her to choose her own path on this journey. I'm still her mom at the end of the day. I'm a regular mom. And at dinner, we don't talk about hair. We talk about normal stuff, life. And it's a little cringy to be coached by your mom in business, is what I have found. Yeah. Until it's not. And so over this past summer, she decided she wanted to go out on her own. So she's renting a booth starting very soon.
Ooh, congratulations, honey. Yeah.
Very exciting. Yeah. And when she made that decision, she said, now I'm ready. Now I'm curious. And I actually think that was, I don't know if this is parenting advice or business advice, but when she was ready to come to the table and have the conversation, it could be had. And that was what I learned too, is the door was always open, but I never forced her through. It was just I'm here and I'm ready. And I'm, if you want to meet me in the middle, I'd love it. We've met in the middle. So now she's going through the course and the program and doing the website thing. And it's been interesting for me I've coached people one-to-one, but to watch very closely firsthand a stylist go from, I think I'm going to do this, to being enrolled in school, to starting at their first salon, to realizing it's hard to build a clientele, to realizing it's hard to do hair. I mean, to be able to watch somebody go through that like so intimately and to be there for every little moment, it's been really a joy, like a parenting joy I don't know that everybody gets to be blessed with. And it's been wonderful to be her mom through that, but also kind of be a business mentor through that too. And I think now we're stepping into new territory of, I am supporting her and growing her business, but she's very much doing it all on her own. So something about my family is like, if she wants to rent a booth, she's going to financially figure out how to do that. There's no check comes from mom. She'll have to work it out. I'm happy to support her and help to guide her and teach her and that kind of stuff. But I think it's important that she build this business on her own.
Yes.
I think that's what it looks like. And having that drive and feeling the pressure and, figuring out how the gears turn into business is so important. So I'm there, I'm guiding, I'm mentoring, I'm showing, I'm open to conversations. She's just started listening to the podcast, so she's done it very much in her own time. But it's been really wonderful to also get like a second shot at looking what it's like to grow as a new stylist. I joined the industry in 2007. This industry is nothing like it was.
Yeah. Joined in 98. You're
Yeah,
like, this ain't the same game.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
like dinosaurs in comparison to what the kids are looking at now, right?
Yeah.
And so getting back in touch with like, oh, this is the conversation now. This is what we're looking for. These are our priorities. It's been very good for me. I think.
I bet it's, I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Please.
I'm wondering if it's giving you like new ideas, new
yeah, I'm like,
inspiration. I mean,
yeah,
like,
this is
wow,
a fresh
you're
dose
going to
of
have to be
energy.
consulting
Completely.
with her.
I am. No, I am. I ask her all the time. And often she doesn't understand the context of my questions, but I'll say, when this happened, how did you feel? Why did you do this? I'm trying to understand why she moves the way she moves. And I think that's been the game for me too. Like rather than force her to do something, I want to know what her natural instinct is. That's where I'll learn.
Well, and it's changed so much. Like when I started, you know, like you've talked a lot about in leadership, like what a team's looking for. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
right.
God, when I was trained and taught how to be a leader, you signed, you know, everyone had to sign the non-compete. And then you were like owning people and like all the transition
yeah,
out
that
of
was
this
it.
and having to backtrack out of that and be like, what does it look like to give away what I know freely? What does it look like to
Right.
not own people, to experience that? And I think this younger generation, there's a couple of things I wanted to ask you. One was totally off track about parenting and how do you say no when you have the money to do it? Like that's been a hard transition for me with adulting kids. And so maybe you're listening and you don't even want to talk about hair, but that's a really like, I
It
was
is.
stuck on that when you said that. Cause I'm like, even now I just overly want to help my kids all
I know,
the
I
time.
get that
and I
part
think
too.
that that's money. Like, you know, I want to pay for your plane ticket to come home, even though you're the one who joined the Air Force and I want to help you do that, even though
Right.
you did. So that you could answer.
Yeah, I'd love to.
And then the second one is, don't you think that this younger generation is totally different than my kids, I have three
completely.
kids, all
Oh,
5
yeah.
years apart. My 25-year-old,
Yep.
parenting and even leading a team like that, totally different. My 20-year-old,
Yep.
totally different. This 15-year-old, I don't even know how to talk.
Question
I
mark.
don't know how to
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, yeah.
Like you're going to have to start all over again. Does that scare you? So that was 2 questions. Go ahead.
Yeah. It doesn't scare me. That's the game. My son is 11. So my daughter's
Okay,
22 and my son is
yeah,
11.
you're
And
in
it's
the
the
same
exact
boat as
same
me.
thing. And we all look at him and we're like, what is happening here?
Even say.
Yeah, I don't know the language. Yeah, I don't know any of it. It's hard, but that's also, to me, that's the game of business, is the constant adaptation. But what I do think, and what I've learned from Emily is, Emily's my daughter, I think that there is this narrative that Gen Z is lazy. They're not lazy, but I call myself an elder millennial. I'm a millennial. And for us, we were taught you show up, you work, you do the job until the job gets done.
Yes.
Whatever that looks like.
Totally.
If
Whatever
you
the job
sacrifice,
is.
whatever the job is, it's the job. Do you want it or not? And so I think for a lot of us, myself included, that was the norm.
Yes.
So Gen Z is saying
not doing that.
I'm not putting up with that. And it's interesting because I do think a lot of us who are not Gen Z are good about talking about, like, you know, mental health and boundaries. And we're saying we do want to embrace all that. So do they. And that's the place they're coming from. And better, and they're healthier, and it should be celebrated and not punished. And so it's not that they're lazy. They're actually not lazy. They're ambitious and driven and very creative, and their minds are really incredible, and they're much more gifted in tech. Like, they come with a lot of skill sets and their opportunity to learn and educate and grow fast. I mean,
It's crazy.
it's crazy. What took us 10 years takes them 18 months at most. So they're actually a generation of great potential, but the way they have to be led and managing the expectations cannot be the same as they were 10 years ago. And that was the biggest thing for me, is are leaders willing to adapt to what works now? And that's been the area where I've actually had the most friction.
Yeah.
It's not, and people say, how do you motivate the young people? I say, yeah, but how do I change you? That's where we have to
Exactly.
start. It's
That's
actually,
where
it
I
changes
was
at the
at. Yeah,
top.
that's
That's
a
right.
change.
And some people
Yes.
don't
Yes.
want to, and that's okay. Or
Yeah.
they're willing to change to a point. That's okay too. But figuring out what your change tolerance is kind of the game as a leader right now, because we are in a huge season of adapt.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So going back to
I'm
why.
gonna have to reflect on that for 5 days.
No,
Yeah,
it's running through my mind all the time.
It's so true. And I think I could change. What I decided is I couldn't change both my work and my home.
That's right.
And I had kids coming into that same age, and I had went to serious business, and they were like, this is the new way. And I'm like, I can only figure out how to parent right now.
That's
I
it.
cannot do leadership and parenting this new way. My brain can only comprehend. And what at the end of the day is going to be with me my
Yeah.
whole life
Yeah.
is ding dong and this other, and I want to
Yeah.
be with them. But anyway, so the question on how, if you want to answer that, how
I
do
don't mind.
you say no?
Yeah.
Or how do you just not want to give to them? Like, that's
Yeah.
so hard because but how we got there was it was hard, right?
Right.
Sometimes I feel like sometimes that's it too. It's
Right.
so hard.
First of all, I want to go back and say that was a really powerful decision for you to go to that class and say, I actually just want to focus on my family.
Yeah.
What a gift for, honestly, your team. For you to not just be like, I'm just going to power through it, but I'm not going to be all in because I don't have the capacity. That would have been the wrong decision.
Right. Thank
for
you.
you to say, like, no, this is where my life is at. And I'm actually going to step back and step away because this is where I need to be. And I could not be the leader you would need me to be right
Yeah.
now. Best gift you could have ever given
Thank
them.
you.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful
They're all
decision.
thriving now.
Of course
like, it's
they
pretty
are.
amazing because you think you hold all
Yes.
that power
You
and you're
don't.
like, literally, I should have let them go. But
It's
yeah,
very humbling
beautiful.
because
Yeah,
you
it's
realize,
awesome.
look how well they're doing.
They're all great. I got a bunch of butterflies. Yep.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so with Emily, I could pay her booth rent from now until eternity. Absolutely right. Every month I could cut the check and take care of
Yeah.
it and she could work there. It's simply, I mean, for me, it's not how our family has ever operated. So I think that helps in that we have the foundation of that. Emily worked for the first time when she was 15 and a half and was able to get a work permit. I was not handed like anything. And I do think that was where I got my grit from. I think it's where I
Yeah.
got my drive from. I think without that, I would not be the person that I am
Yes.
today. Do I want Emily to struggle as hard as I did? Probably not. The agreement we have with Emily is she will always have a roof over our head in our home. So she's not going to get kicked out. My hope is that she lives with us forever. It's delusion. She won't.
Let her get a little older. You and I.
I know.
Yeah.
We're happy with how things are. That's my gift.
That's
so
great.
you don't
That's
have to worry about a place to live and a roof over your head. You got to pay for your own gas. You have your own insurance. She pays for her own cell phone. She wants to rent a booth. I will support you as much as I can. It won't be financial. You can do this, though. Now, the gift that I did give Emily, which I think is unique, is she started an investment savings account when she was 18 years old. So at 22, she does have some good savings and she can start to make some financial decisions on her own. And I do think that's the upper hand. Like, that is her power play. Did I fund that? No. Did I make her put a part of her paycheck into it? 100%. Did she love it at the time? No. Is she very happy now? Absolutely, because it's going to give her the opportunity to do the thing that she wants. And it's not to say it's all been rainbows and sunshine. I think if you asked her, it would be a little irritating that I don't just make it happen for her.
Why don't you just help? Yeah.
Because as a parent, my job is to make sure she's a fully functional adult. And
Beautiful.
this is what it looks like for me. And I don't know that my way is the perfect way or the right way, but it feels aligned for me. Will be her safety net. She's never going to fully fail. But I think that the grit and the drive and the struggle is a part of the game in small business. So,
And
like,
even
welcome
for
to the
stylists,
arena.
Back to the
Yes,
stylist too. Like,
exactly.
Yes.
don't give up when it's hard.
No, it's supposed to be hard.
Tie in,
Yes.
push in, but don't push into the wrong things, right?
That's right.
Push into the 20 years to create a brand that's now excelling.
Thank
So,
you.
like, it takes
Yes.
time, and the adversity
Yes.
is the refinement. It's
Yes.
what brings us to the purest sense of ourselves,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
Like, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
When did you start Innocence?
20 years is this? Yeah.
Wow.
So 2005. Yeah.
And when was the point when you would say, like, this, wow, we've really got something here?
when we could put food on the table.
That's
Like-
it. No, but
But it
thank you
wasn't
for saying
like
that.
when was
Thank
it?
you for
How long?
saying that.
How long did that take?
Oh no! It took a long time.
Yeah.
It takes a
it's
long
like
time.
over I mean
Years. It took
15
years.
Yeah,
Right.
like I mean,
15
like,
years.
Yeah.
We
get
all
to-
look at everyone's end story.
That's
and we're
right.
like, I just want to be
Innocence
like
is
that.
a success. Why can't I just do
Oh,
that?
yeah. No, I mean, I
It's
was
like-
working behind the chair
Painful.
for
Of
years and years and
course.
years, funding.
Of course you were. Right.
Innocence, not realizing that was what I was going to have to do. Like
That's
when we
right.
launched it, I thought, okay, I'm stepping away from the chair. I'm doing all these things. No, Greg was out on the road pounding
Hustling.
pavement,
Yes.
hustling,
Yes.
while I was standing behind the chair
Yes.
to fuel
gotta be hard.
to have food on the table.
Which, by the way, while raising a family and
While
doing
ra-
all
yeah,
these other
exactly.
things too.
Yeah.
But,
Absolutely.
But when you look at it, that's the whole thing about like every overnight success took a decade. It's
Oh,
like
and-
that's
at
the game,
the
right?
very least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you wouldn't have it any other way. And I tend to think if somebody came to you and said, you know what, here's this business, it's called Inner Sense, I think you can run it. I don't think it would be what it is today.
100%.
Right? It's
Yes.
like-
Couldn't be.
It couldn't be.
There's no way.
Because it took
You need
the pain.
bumps and bruises.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
It
The
took
war
the-
wounds.
took
Like
the
that's what
edges,
builds
yeah.
the business.
Yes,
And-
absolutely.
And the hard nights and the can we do this and maybe we shouldn't do this and I can't afford it and is this
Yeah.
going to work? That you have to have that love and that passion. It's like raising a kid. Like
Yes.
you don't just get the final product. You have to be up all night and do all the stuff to enjoy the prize at the end.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Two
Well,
books you recommend, and I'll let you.
Oh,
do
yeah,
your
yeah.
Two books you recommend that I think really changed me. That
Okay.
you have recommended. Profit
I was
First,
going to say, yep.
Obsessed,
Yeah.
and The Big Leap.
Oh, The Big
I
Leap, such a good
loved-
one.
You put that in one of your things, and I've read that book 3 times.
Gay
I have
Hendricks,
his
The Big
actually.
Leap.
Gay Hendricks, I have his. Like I am expanding success and love and abundance for myself and those around me. Like just that, so good. Find your zone of genius.
Yes.
You're really big on that, and I
Yes.
think that's what makes fighting.
Yeah.
Harder.
Right.
If you're in your zone, then you're like, yeah, it can't take me out of it.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. This is my
Oh,
thing.
for
This is my
sure.
zone.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
For sure.
So good.
Yeah.
Another book I'm loving right now. It's called The One Thing. Have you read that?
No,
yet?
I'm gonna add it to my list.
Yes.
Reading it on the way home.
The idea is what is the one thing that you can focus on that's going to make an impact in your life right now? Most of us are always consumed with the 20 things we're supposed to do. If you were just to dissect it down to the one thing that would bring you the most joy, make the most impact, what would that look like? That's a really fun game to play. So The One Thing is another good
Okay,
read if you
that's
haven't read it yet.
awesome.
So
Yay.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
thank
good
you
one.
for that.
My
Yay.
pleasure.
Well, thank you for the gift of you being
Yeah,
here.
so
really,
fun.
really appreciate you, Britt.
Big
This
circle
is
moments
this is
for me.
probably like the highlight of Vigaro. I mean, this
Yeah.
is an incredible 2 days, but you've definitely been a highlight. So
Yeah.
thank
Likewise.
you.
Thank you.
I have a gift for you. I don't know if you've seen these before. I've had them out for a while. They're called my ingredient inspiration cards, and I've written all of them, and they are all ingredients that we have in our products. And I would love for you to pick a card and
Okay.
just
If
your
it's
little,
the
get
same
your
one,
little,
I'm not gonna believe it.
No, get your special message. Okay, I'm
can
gonna let
you
you
read
read
it?
it.
Okay. I let my love and light shine.
Yes, you do.
Lotus flower. Have you gotten stuck in the mud? It's time for a change. Ooh. Lotus helps us remember to get grounded and focused. Lotus gives us strength and resilience to make decisions and move in a new direction. Connect with your passion and remember to always let your light shine. Oh, that feels so aligned for today. I
Does
love
it?
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
it's beautiful.
Is it
Thank
the
you.
one thing?
It's the one thing. That was really awesome.
Isn't that the
truth? Yeah, and I hear they're doing tattoos
you.
in the booth, so you can go get that.
Oh my gosh, I don't know about that today.
We're gonna get 3 matching tattoos. You heard it here. No, just kidding.
That's
Just
the after
kidding.
show. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so
Well,
much.
Britt,
for
thank
being
you
here.
so much for being here.
Always.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for making my dream come true.
Oh,
so fun.
this
I'm
is
like,
so fun, ladies.
This
Yeah,
is
so
amazing.
fun.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And
Likewise.
to my dear, dear listeners, thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to connecting with Britt and all her words of wisdom. And just remember, people, the one thing, and always trust your inner sense.
and check out Britt Seva and Thriving Stylist. Are those the 2 places to find
Perfect.
you? Okay, you guys,
Thank
have a
you.
good day.
Welcome to Trust Your Inner Sense with Joanne Starkman podcast. I'm Joanne Starkman, and I look forward to going on this collaborative journey with you to ignite inspiration, inspire self-discovery, and instill new meaning in life. I'm excited to host a wonderful array of guests, including innovators, creatives, expert coaches, teachers, and much, much more who come together to share their stories. Each episode reveals how they've embraced their inner sense to pursue their passions and shine their unique lights in the world. We'll have thought-provoking discussions and chat about tools that will provide fresh perspectives to help you create a joyful and meaningful life. As founder and chief visionary officer of award-winning hair care brand Inner Sense Organic Beauty, I am also an avid meditator, platform artist, author, and mother of a special needs young adult. Over 20 years ago, I intentionally brought mindfulness to morning routines by authoring each affirmation on InnerSense Organic Beauty's products, which we call Innerflections. You can check them out on the back of the bottle. It's my goal to have this podcast to be your warm and compassionate companion, whether you're on a journey for deeper meaning, seeking greater joy, or in need of love and healing. Let's continue our journey of self-discovery, self-care, and self-love. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive into this week's Trust Your Inner Sense episode now.